and other than that, they just spam steal. But if you think about it, like one like spell steal on like a rejuvenation when a healer's full CC, that's like 100k damage.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
It looks like they're just gonna get to restart. So I mean, I have to
Really?
say
A
a pretty big advantage for reject comp.
Yeah. Well, how come the DK ban showed up now on the thing?
I don't see that.
I see it on your stream. I don't know. It's like so. Oh, it just got reset. Never mind. Before it got reset, there was like a sub rogue, and then under it was a ban of a DK. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe it bugged out. Maybe it wasn't actually showing their bans.
So now they're gonna ban the unholy DK.
Yeah. I don't really agree with this. Unless it was like a technical issue where it wasn't showing their bans, and they did do it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems like the only team that's had problems with that. I've done trial runs, and I've had a lot of picks and bans that I've got to do every time. And I'm the one who does it for my team every time. I've never had one problem. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, I guess this is how it's gonna go. Seems pretty unfair to me for a cool story, but they're gonna be able to get the picks and the bans that they want.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be able to get this unholy DK banned now. So what can Cool Story do really now? I guess they're gonna have to go with the Ellie Shaman probably back to that comp that they did.
Yeah, they're either gonna have to go back to the Ellie Shaman Shadow Priest or even S play.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
Well, S play is already kind of banned to be like an inferior S play. I mean, you could play Demo S play; it's okay, but it's not the best.
Oh yeah, the Affliction ban came in a little later. Yeah, I don't know. It has to be an Ellie then because they didn't ban out the Ellie Shaman. So it's gonna be Ellie Shaman Shadow Priest again against probably Sub Rogue. Enhance. Sub-Rogue Enhance might actually be able to do okay against Ellie Shadow Priest because Ellie Shadow Priest doesn't... I mean, they have big bursts, but if the Shadow Priest Rogue kind of hides and just comes up and
I don't think it's going to be the Ellie, though, because look, they pick Resto Shaman, so it's like... I guess you can't even see this updated yet, because... I mean, it's possible, so... but I don't think it's going to be that, so I don't actually know what they're going to go with. They're going to go with Feral, so it's... wow, they can pick FPS. That's actually really strong.
That's really strong. So that's actually smart by them. It's changing it up. Like,
yeah.
They showed one thing, and then they... Unfortunately, it did get reset, and they didn't get what they wanted, but... They kind of meted them and changed it up. So that's good from them.
I'm just not sure how good a sketch is on Feral because I haven't really seen him play it. He played it one series. He normally always plays Moonkin, and it's funny because they actually won that series pretty easily as FPS. So it seemed like he wasn't bad. Like I don't actually know the details or anything, but just normally he always plays Moonkin. So I assume his main is Moonkin. It is Yips guys that is with me commentating here. He's coming in. Rylez wasn't here, so we got Yips in. And yeah, so well, anyway, regardless, it is going to be Enhancement Shaman, Holy Priest, and that Subtlety Rogue for a reject comp going up against the Shadow Priest, Resto Shaman, Feral Druid for Cool Story.
Yeah. I definitely know that Shadow Priest Rogue can, or I mean, Enhancement Shaman Rogue can definitely shut down a Shadow Priest damage very easily.
Yeah. Like
you have a lot of stuff, but then on the other hand, the Feral Druid does have a lot of peels for the Shadow Priest, so
yeah.
It just depends who's better at stopping who. If the Feral's better at stopping the enemy DPS or the enemy DPS is better at stopping that Shadow Priest from getting damage out.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now FMP does seem really, really strong and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We'll see. Gonna be FPS versus the Enhancement Shaman Rogue, and I mean it's possible they could try to rush down that Shaman as well, but I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I don't really see a rush down Shaman happening. I don't think that's the best strat. I think definitely Shadow Priest.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely
I feel like they'll be taking too much damage. Feral has a lot of peels. They have like Heart of the Wild. They have Shaman has his own cooldowns, and I don't really see them getting a kill on him. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Oh wait, are you in a group or?
You're gonna get invited by the same person.
Are they Alliance?
It looks like League Sonic is on Alliance right now. I'm not sure if that's 100% what they're gonna stay on, but that's what they're on right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be an interesting game. I've never this is another thing with the tournament. I mean, you never really see Enhancement Shaman Rogue coming out, and I know that Jaw and Sam deal quite a bit of synergy together. So we could see things happen with dances and ascendances and big bursts like that, but I'm not sure. I just don't think the comp's that great.
I don't think it is either, but at the same time, if you make one mistake versus Enhancement Shaman, it doesn't even matter what their partners are, you're dead. Yeah. If you get to 50% HP and they crit a Stormblast, you're dead, period. It's just the way it works. So.
And I know Samex is very good at forcing cooldowns with his rogue play.
Yeah.
With his blinds and saps and stuff like that, like forcing you to trinket, and then once you do trinket, I'm pretty sure the Ascendance is going to come out, and let's see if he'll scored there.
I mean, if they can force, I feel like if they can force Disperse without Ascendance, then I think it could be like free win almost.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that they can definitely with dances from the rogue and full fears, like chastise into fear, wait for the tremor, cool down, go chastise fear again, and then just dance off that, and then maybe get like a redirect kidney out. You can definitely force a disperse from the Shadow Priest if they don't peel correctly.
Yeah, I agree, man. Alright. Anyway, I'm just waiting to see what exactly is going to happen here. I don't know if we're swapping or not.
Yeah, we'll get to see this Feral play from, or whatever this guy's name is.
Yeah, so I think it's a sketch.
A sketch, okay. See what he can do. Definitely just want to watch Sam X re-stealth. That's going to be a big look out for.
Yeah, that's true. Gotta watch out for those re-stealths, man.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, really important for him to keep Fairy Fires on him at all time. I know Sam X hates that. He's raged a couple times, left games against Ferals that Fairy Fire him too much. Doesn't like it.
Yeah. Guess not.
That's another potential danger for this Jaw Sam X team is they both like to.
They're both angry people.
Both angry.
Yeah. That's true. Horde.
So just annoy them enough, they'll make mistakes.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna be hopping over onto Horde here. At least I am. I don't know if your team's on Horde or not, but
my team's on Alliance.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's actually gonna be a Dwarf Shaman. I'm not sure if that's the best. I think stun reduction's really good against strokes with Zenor.
Yeah, it seems like the Russian teams are almost always playing Alliance, and I kind of think Alliance is worse for almost everything anymore.
Yeah, agree completely. Especially like the priest, if they're not going on him, he's going to be wanting to will fears. If they're swapping onto his shaman, it's really important to have Will of Forsaken.
Yeah,
I think it's an extra trinket.
Yeah, it definitely is a big deal, and I just think that in general the racials are pretty powerful for Horde. I mean, Berserking is good. You know, as a troll, Orc is really strong for stun reduction. Everything undead, Will of Forsaken. I mean, just I don't know, like a human used to always be the reason you kind of win Alliance, but now since PvP power is way worse, I don't feel like the double trinkets is that big of a deal.
Yeah, yeah. Especially because the PvP trinket actually gives a good stat. PvP trinket gives like mastery or crit or spirit, which is actually really strong.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I don't see any really reason for teams to be playing Alliance, but they are. It is a little bit more damage when both your trinkets do proc, obviously. And Shadow Meld is pretty good, but I don't think it's game-changing as a Feral Druid, maybe as Resto Druid. But
yeah. I know a lot about Resto Druids really like Shadow Meld a lot.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like it's basically like a trinket. Full like fears coming on you, you can just meld the fear, and it's like you save your trinket. But well, I definitely think the FPS has the advantage in comp set up right now in this current patch.
Yeah, I would say so as well. But it's just going to come down to whether or not they have enough practice and everything against this. If they're going to be kind of prepared to fight against them, because we know that they're not getting the comp that they really wanted, and Sam X, Hydra, and Jamili, those are all classes that are basically their mains or have been their mains in the past. They're very well practiced on them, and I'm not sure how well used to like Feral Druid Skitch is, like how good he is on Feral and everything like that. So
definitely, and also if you haven't played against Sam X before, it can be like
surprising.
Yeah, you have to kind of know. If you know his playstyle, it becomes a lot easier. But if you don't, it takes a little bit of time to figure out. So we'll see if they can adapt to it. Because I know it's different than a lot of other rogues. Okay, so we're queued up. That's good.
Perfect. So we'll be in the Grand Arena to start off, as it always is. We're going to be getting on into there as soon as the gates do open up. We can start that off. Should be pretty awesome.
I hope so. I'm looking. I want to see what this Enhancement Shaman Rogue team can do to this FPS, because I know if I was playing FPS against this, I'd be feeling pretty confident. And I definitely believe that Disorienting Roar, the Feral should be playing Disorienting Roar, because every time the Rogue opens up with like a cheap shot, just disorient both of the DPS. They're melee, they have to be stacked. It's a great AoE peel for every opener. Yeah,
it's a good point. I think that does make a huge difference, and I also think the big thing here is just surviving. You have to use your defensive cooldowns properly to be able to survive. As long as you do that, I think you're going to be in a pretty good position. It's just kind of like, I think you want to be looking to avoid the gib, because like I said, any team with an enhancement shaman can beat any other team. It's just the way it is. It's not that it should be any other team, but it can, because if you crit Stormblast, anything can happen. It's just the way it is. It's some of the highest bursts in the game. It's absolutely insane. If you get if you get to cast out an Elemental Blast and then Stormblast, can be like 300,000 plus instant damage.
Both shaman specs are like that right now.
Yep. There it is.
Oh, well.
Funny's one word for it.
Slightly annoying sometimes.
Yep. Yep. All right, so here we go. Gonna be going on
I
in.
have to add these guys to my menu, I guess.
Yep.
So, for some reason, like Sham Rage and stuff wasn't showing up on my thing. Should it be?
Sham Rage. Some of the cooldowns aren't on there.
Okay.
And
That's alright.
maybe I should try to start making a list of all the cooldowns that are missing and stuff, and try to get the guy to add them. That would be kind of nice, because like Healthstone doesn't show up, which is kind of Healthstone's kind of big as well. There's a number of things that don't show up. I'm not sure if Feral Disperse shows up as well. I know that the regular does. Yeah. So there's a number of things like that.
Alright. Okay. If you just press Alt Z, is it the same thing as the toggle Blizzard UI? Or do you have to do the toggle Blizzard UI?
You have to do toggle Blizzard UI. If you Alt Z, everything disappears. Like if you Alt Z, you lose your frames.
Alright.
The best way to do it is just make a macro that's just /AL menu, so you can bring that up even when your bars are gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely, because otherwise I don't know how to get it back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can't otherwise. I've got some more tweets here as well, just people wanting to say that you're doing really well, Yipson, yeah, so.
Thank you, I guess. Although I did kind of CC Azael last game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't think I'll do that again this one.
It's just like Arena, so you know, it's hard to turn it off, man. You turn on that Feral CC, you just
because it's on a
you like 8 seconds skull bash me with the cliff, you know, into full clone, and then I got
really
Trent
annoying
off
at the start of the season when I was just training you? 8 second skull bash, Trent stun,
pretty annoying.
Yeah,
I'd say it's an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, annoying things.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if the enemy team's being annoying to you, that means that they're doing
something right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. That's the good rule of thumb. But anyway, we're gonna start this off. It is gonna be the first best of 3 between Reject Comp and Cool Story. Here we have that. The Team Stealth going down. Semex coming in. He's gonna get a sap onto Ultrafen. Cyphine gets dropped down. Who are they gonna be opening up on? It looks like they're gonna. I don't even know. Jamili's gonna be pounced there. And they are going to be starting off onto Ultrafen. There's the Groat coming in on him. Hex onto Vengi. It's going to be an NS Hex thing coming out there from Jamili. Jamili actually not tremoring, which, do you think that's a good idea this early on? I mean, it's kind of messing up their opener. I feel like opener is so important for them.
I feel like opener is important, but they did force the Tremor Totem, so next time Fear's back up, they're going to be able to go in and get that full Fear on the Shaman, hopefully set something up. But also, like, everything kind of got dispelled. Vengi tremored the Fear. They were going to do a Fear Hex cover, but since he tremored the Fear, the Fear was just able to dispel him out. But we do see a full kidney shot onto SH, and he's in bear form, so he should be fine. I don't think they're really going to do any pressure outside of Samex's openers and big damage, but right now, they're not really getting anything done. They didn't really get anything under their opener. And I mean,
Jamili trinketed, so if he pops Ascendance, they can clone him on that or treant stun him or bash him on it instantly. So that's huge. Not having trinket for your Ascendance is big. Samex is going to catch the DP. There's a triple Fear coming out. No tremor coming out from Jamili as well. The tremor now comes out there a bit late. Silence on the Hydra. Samex could be in a bit of trouble. He's already down half HP there. He is going to have to cloak. There comes the Vanish. I think the damage is going to be coming out here pretty shortly because they're getting behind and they are actually going to go on the Shaman. There's Ascendance being popped.
Yeah, he did trinket the blind earlier, so this is definitely popped the potential. He did actually just link it instantly, I think. No, he did. He just popped Ascendance and NS. So NS link had those are appropriate cooldown uses against it. He trinketed the blind, so that was kind of what they were looking for, but they didn't actually get anything done with their burst, so I do feel like that wasn't not the best opportunity for them. I mean, that's their cooldowns. Now they have to really wait 3 minutes to get another kill.
And look at Jamili. He might actually just go down here. He's down to 30% HP. He's catching some heals from himself. He's actually spamming out those heals now. And I mean, he got CC'd on his Ascendance, and that's what we were talking about. He sat a full Fear during that Ascendance, which is huge, and they kind of tried to all in the Shaman there, which you didn't think was a good idea, but, you know, I kind of wasn't that surprised with Samex. You know, he loves to try to one-shot those healers, but Samex getting sold by the Feral behind the pillar. Fear comes out. Shadow Dance is popped.
Yeah, here comes the dance and dude onto Ultrafen. Little cheap shot onto so that's classic Samex play, double cheap shot on enemy DPS, but they're not putting any CC out on Vengi, so no one's gonna die. That's kind of like the disadvantage. Like, what do they really have? They have Hex that can get decursed, they have Fear can get tremored, they have Blind. That's the only real thing. They have Blind and kidney shots, and that can just be trinketed every minute and a half, or well, every 2 minutes. But so that's actually kind of dangerous. The next blind could be spell trouble for them, but I mean they're doing a really good job rotating their cooldowns. They still have Spirit Link, Disperse, Shield Wall, and we still have the trinket for the priest. So they're doing really well against this team. They just have to keep playing defensive, and eventually things will line up for them. Yeah,
and I mean Samex gets Fairy Fired. He gets dispelled off. He's going to be re-Fairy Fire here very shortly, I do imagine. He actually uses PvP trinket there on a Capstun as well, so nice Capstun coming out from Vengi. The full Hex comes out on Jamili. He's going to trinket that again. There's the full clone on a Hydra. Samex in some trouble here. He's going to throw out the kidney shot onto Ultrafen, and Ultrafen taking some damage. I mean, as you said, it's really hard for him to get out that CC. Vengi sitting a full Hex as well. Skitch was feared off. He's going to get put into the Chastise now. He did get the decurse about halfway through, but Samex now put into the Fear. There's the life grip onto Samex. Hydra trying to pull him back. He has PI popped there for himself, and Hydra going to be back over by the pillar. It looks like a Skitch wants to go on to Hydra. I mean, do you think that's the right choice? It looks like they're going to try to make this swap happen. There comes that There comes the Mayman, and I mean, Yoltraman may want to silence off this. He does have the DP ready, I think, and there's that silence. Will DP come out? Healing Tide going to be dropped there by Jamili. Nice job by him, trying to help mitigate that damage and top Hydra back off.
I definitely think that that's a good idea, especially when NXP doesn't really have any offensive cooldowns left. Like when they don't have like, well, big swap on the bench, he actually pulls the route. He uses Stormform on the road. I think he should be fine. He does have Trinket and Spirit Link, but I definitely think that it's okay for this FPS to be being swapped into that SP or into that whole team piece, especially when the enemy team doesn't have Trinkets or Ascendants, because they'll pretty much be safe for all of that. But it was a swap on the Benji, but he still does have his Trinkets, so he's pretty safe. But Ascendants is coming back within a minute, so he probably wants to make sure he holds that Trinket for that next minute. And I know both of the enemy, or both the Feral Druid and the Shadow Priest do have their Disperses and Shield Wall for that, so I'm not pretty sure that this Nexus Ascendant shouldn't really do anything unless it one-shot someone. We see Hydra going to stealth. He's probably going to come for a full fear. Here comes the full fear onto the Feral Druid. Great cross CC. We see a full hex onto Venji. Feral Druid's going to have to sit that. When he comes over there, we should see a dispel, but they don't really have any damage outside of when they do have that Ascendance or Dance. They don't, like, there was a full 8-second CC chain.
Shadow Priest is actually trying to solo Hydra. There's the Tree Stun off the silence. The DP comes in. They're going to make the swap hard on the Hydra. 30% HP. Disarm comes in. Is there a maim or anything available? Oh wow, Serenity Heal comes out. He's going to get a big heal from that. Jamili put into the full hex. Hydra going to drop the Light Spring back behind the pillar. A Skitch isn't a cheap shot. Cymex is getting him down about half HP. I mean, what do you think that this FPS needs to do? I mean, do you think you should just CC Hydra and try to kill the enhance off, or what do you think?
I definitely think a big thing, like if Lightwell is down, I can't really see it, but if Lightwell is down, you definitely should focus on killing that. I did recently try my Feral Druid. You can really two-shot a Lightwell right now. Feral Druid takes you 5 seconds to kill, because that's a big thing, because when you do get your CC on that Holy Priest, it's really important to do that. But I think what they should be doing is going for like stun on the Shaman, fear on the Priest, into a hex on the Shaman. That's pretty easy to do, because the Shaman won't be able to shock or ground it, and it's going to be a full fear on the Priest, and just go hard on that rogue, because honestly, they don't really have any hospitals, but we do see the main into DP on Rinse Machine. He does have Guardian, there's the Guardian of Procs. Might still go down through it, I'm not sure. No, Serenity comes out, he should be just fine.
Yeah, but there's the triple roar. Really nice job there. Shadow Blaze has been popping. Here comes the Ascendants. They're trying to one-shot a Sketch. He may need to use his Survival Instinct to use his Trinket. Bengi into the Hex. He needs to decurse that. The NS Heart of the Wild heal coming out there as well. He does get that decurse, and Hydra is going to be in some trouble, as he did get so low there. He has his Trinket back up. I mean, he's going to be able to top himself back off, and maybe they're just going to want to go back onto Hydra here. A Sketch, didn't even use his Disperse there through all their cooldowns. That was Blaze and Ascendant, so I mean, if that was me, I would have been pressing Disperse, but he's able to hold it, so good job.
He actually did a really good play there. He pre-walled all the damage. He pressed wall, and then he got kitty shot, and that's when all the damage came in. So that was a really good play by him, kind of foreseeing that damage coming and popping that before anything came in, and he's actually able to save his cooldowns. But Hydra does have his Trinket back up, you're right. So maybe a swap onto him could force a Trinket. There we see a full hex onto Jaw, but they were going to put a between the yesterday, so this is a really good swap. Full hex on Jaw, they're just putting the DP into Hydra and to a full main. I don't think he's going to go down here. I guess that bot's taking away on him, so I think he's okay, but maybe they're just trying to bait him to like maybe pop a Trinket or something and go hard the next time. But Jaw dipping down to 30%, so this FPS really just kind of keeping their cooldowns while they're rotating through them, not overusing, and that's really which way you have to do this comp. You can live forever if you don't rotate if you rotate your cooldowns effectively. So I'm not sure if this actually enhanced Shaman team has any kill potential if they just keep doing this.
Yep, I'm actually just going to mute the game sound, and I'll fix it up after this game, guys, so this way you can hear Yips fine. There's the full fear on the Hydra. Hydra is going to get terminated out of that late by Jamili. There's the damage coming out onto Samex. Samex at half HP, full clone onto Jamili. We can see that he is going to be throwing out that kidney shot onto Venki. Are they going to try to make a swap? No, it's just for CC. Maybe going to try to get that sap off of it, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Samex does have his dance pop, but they're hard on his Sketch. The Disperse is actually forced there. He's going to pull back. Hex comes out onto Venki as well. Nice job by them, and they are going to get that decurse out now. Shadow Fiend was popped there as well by Hydra, trying to get something going. Samex looking to open up here onto Vengi as he did Trinket that blind. There's the Grow coming in. Did they have any major cooldowns here to be used? No, an instant clone comes in onto Samex. He's going to be Trinketing that off. And a nice jump by the Feral Druid, peeling him off there. But Vengi getting kind of low here, down to 40% HP. And Hydra just constantly has been going for these special guys drinks, and he did get some mana back.
Yeah, there comes the sap on the Feral Druid out of that fear, so that's a really good job by Samus to notice that. But definitely big damage coming in on the Feral Druid. He has no more cooldowns left. All he has is Bark Skin. Everything else was already forced. He doesn't have Disperse, he doesn't have Shield Wall, he doesn't have Heart of the Wild, and Venji's into a full Hex. He's going to have to decurse that. He's into the CC, we should DC decurse, and there it is. Venji out of that Hex. He should be alright, but there's no Bark Skin, no Shield Wall, and he does have Trinket, but there's no real defensives from this Feral Druid anymore. So if we can see a big swap onto him, maybe before Venji has his Trinket back up, it's going to be really good for them. And Blind is up, Trinket's coming back in like 10 seconds, so he will have his Trinket. So I think the Feral Druid might be safe for a little bit, but if they can force Venji's Trinket, Feral doesn't have anything for a while, so maybe they get a kill. Full clone on his Rinse Machine, that's definitely what I think they should be doing. They haven't been putting enough clones into him and forcing Trinkets and just going either hard on Jaw or Samex. But there comes the dance onto a Sketch. He's going to really low. Here comes the Smoke Bomb. No
Yeah.
defensive cooldowns from him.
Yeah, and the full fear comes in on Hydra, though, and I mean, he's not in range of Tremor, so Jamili could be in some trouble back there. He's going to be Treant stunned at 38% HP. Hydra coming back now. Samek's going to be looking to get pull back as well. There's a life grip coming out, but a Sketch is in full pursuit. You can see him charging in there with that Feral Leap. He's going to be put into the kidney shot, though, taking some damage. He did use his trinket, and I mean, he has his Berserking ending right now. There's a Dismantle coming in on the Feral Druid, but look at Jamili in double death range. Hydra needs to get some heals out. The Guardian is popped up there on him. Samek's put into the Hex. Jamili not dispelling anything. He's just going to go down, and he does fall. And Cool Story gonna take game number 1 against Reject Comp. Cool Story, man. They're saying, what's up? We don't care about the bans. We can beat you anyway.
Yeah, I definitely think they had they actually did a really good place there. They pre-walled the damage on him, and they really just did everything that they needed to. They just didn't overlap defensive cooldowns, which is what they had to do to win, and they did it really well. They executed it perfectly, in my opinion, and they did end up getting the kill. So it's good by them.
Yeah,
that's what they had to do.
Yeah, I mean,
what they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I thought that the game wasn't gonna last as long as it did. I think that Reject Comp did a good job. You know, they had some nice cross CC. They kept getting fears or stuns or whatever on the Feral when they got those instant hexes out onto the Shaman. So they're shutting down the decurse and everything, but. You said you don't think Vengi was a good idea, and I thought they were going to go for it anyway because Samex is just kind of like a healer slayer. That's what he likes to do. He always goes for healers. He tries to one-shot them, but that's what they went for. They went for Vengi. Vengi said no. I mean, they didn't even really get major cooldowns out of him. I'm sure he used some, but it was usually just like Battlemaster Battlemaster Stoneform NS, something like that to counter Ascendants and Blades, which is totally fine. I mean, that's a good trade for the Shaman team. So. Maybe you're right, and maybe they have to just go on the Shadow Priest no matter what.
Yeah, and we didn't actually ever see that, and they didn't actually even touch the Shadow Priest last game, which is what I think they really need to do. That's how they're going to get their pressure, because right now they're having to play really defensive, because when they're going offensive on the Shaman, their defensive cooldowns are being used while they're doing that, so then they have to play defensive on the Feral Druid. But if they stick on their Shadow Priest, they're going to be able to stay offensive longer because they're shutting down a lot of damage, and I think they're going to be able to get more fears that way and onto the Feral Druid and hexes and stuff, and I think it could go really well for them if they do that, but they didn't do it last game. Maybe they'll change it up this game and try it, but I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, so Grand Arena is the pick once again here for this team, and we can see they're feeling like it wasn't the map. They're obviously confident on that map, and they did a good job, like I said. So maybe they're just thinking, oh, we just didn't get Stormblast crits and stuff like that, which may be true.
I mean, they definitely lived for a long time as a comp, which is really good. If they had 2 Ascendances, which is plenty of power to kill someone. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they definitely did. Yeah. But I mean, I guess it's just hard. Do you think one thing I was thinking is that might be a good idea for this comp is to actually just split your cooldowns. Instead of doing Shadow Blades and Ascendants, like I was thinking, Shadow Blades dance or whatever, right? Try to Shadow Blades dance and try to force Disperse and Trinket and things like that with that, and then you have dance back up in a minute, and then do Ascendants and dance with your unused Trinket and no Shadow Blades, and try to do that onto a priest who has no Disperse or something like that. I mean, what do you think about that for an idea?
Yeah, I think definitely if you can force maybe even just a Trinket out of the Shaman before blinding or anything, you can just instantly force Disperse, and then you can get the kill in the Smoke Bomb if you use Shadow Blades. I don't think Shadow Blades is as big as cool as of Ascendance, so if they're able to force Disperse or anything like that with Shadow Blades, they should definitely be able to get a kill with any CC on the Shaman. Because even if they force Trinket, they get 1 Hex and Ascendance, it's over.
Yeah.
On the Shadow Priest if he doesn't have Disperse, so maybe they should just try to use everything except for Ascendance on the Shadow Priest and try to get a kill that way.
Yeah, I definitely think it wouldn't be a bad idea, and I think it would be a better strategy than just going for that Shaman. But anyway, FPS obviously is the stronger comp. There's no doubt about that. We just weren't sure how well prepared Cool Story would be with this setup, but they're obviously not a bad team. And I mean, how did you feel about the Feral? Do you think it seemed like he was using his defensives well and everything?
Yeah, he was definitely using his defenses well. I mean, he played that perfectly fine. He did exactly what he needed to. He used his defenses when he needed to. He played back when he needed to. The only time it was a little scary was when he had Trinket and Barkskin and they swapped him with Dance, but I mean, he was fine. Trinket and Barkskin just played a lot of cooldowns, so he was always in there when he did have a defensive up, and that's kind of all you need to do as a Feral Druid, and so he played it well. I think the only thing that would be different is maybe just CC the Holy Priest more instead of trying to swap to him. I'm not sure if he's the best swap target for FPS, but I don't know. I don't think they really did anything incorrectly that game. They played it solid, but so did the other team, so we'll see if they can turn it on this game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I turned down the game sound quite a bit, guys, so hopefully there's not going to be an issue with it this time around. Hopefully everything is A-okay now, and if there are issues with that, then you can let me know. But I think that you guys should be able to hear Yips just fine. I hear him perfectly fine, so hopefully the game sound is not impeding that now. I turned it down about half the volume it was before. But yeah, we're just waiting for me to die off. Rest of shamans don't do literally. They do nothing. They do no DPS. It takes so long for them to kill us. All right, their countdown has begun. They can put up their free rewards and all that good stuff now, as all the commentators are dead. Let's see what happens here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are just joining us, this is week 5, day 1 of the League of Arenas $30,000 tournament. It is sponsored, or I don't even know what you can call it, promoted by Bleached Bones. And speaking of that, they have a video that they'd like me to show here that I'm going to show next time we have a little break. So you guys can all see that, but it is going to be Hydra, Samex, and Jamili. They're up against the ropes. They need to win 2 straight here against Yultrafen, Vengi, and Iskitch. We'll see if they can do it. The AoE stealth is down there for Samex. How are they going to go for this opener? Right now they're just sitting back, and I think they really need to get in there and get that sap off, and now they're going to go for it. But I'm not sure how much longer is on this team stealth, and it actually is going to expire. So maybe not even going to be able to get that sap off. It could be a bit difficult, but I guess they just felt like maybe they were too over-aggressive last time, so they wanted to play a little bit more safe. But there's the pounds on a Jamili. The sap does come out on Yultrafen. They're going to be going over for the opener on him, and they didn't even get in combat, even though they're over there. So Vengi is going to be sapped, and looks like Samex just wants to open up here onto Vengi, and there is that Garrote onto Vengi. There's the Hex onto Iskitch, or onto Yultrafen. Iskitch needs a spell that he does. Vengi going to be in some trouble here already, down to half HP. He's going to sit through everything, though. The hybrids need to start helping him out. The Stoneform does get popped there. Healing Stream going to be dropped. He's trying to pull back here. Just throw out that Unleash. There's a silence on Hydra. Jamili going to get DP'd already. Shaman Rage has been popped by him. He's down to 40% HP, taking quite a bit of damage there. He's going to pull back, and Vengi, holding that cooldown well. All he really used was Stoneform. Not bad.
Yeah, everyone on every team still has trinkets, so it wasn't that, even though it looked like a lot of damage coming out of the opener, everyone still pretty much has every cooldown. Shadow Fiend was used from the Feral team, so that's pretty much a Shadow Priest burst, but other than that, everyone pretty much has every defensive and everything, so they should be fine. But here comes a lot of damage onto Vengi. He's put into a full kidney shot. We do see a main coming out into Samex and the clone into Ja. There's really good heals from that Feral dude. Vengi should be just fine to sit everything. Ja's still seeing that full clone. We see a little bit different play coming out. He trinketed early last game, but he's saving it now for his Ascendant, which I kind of think is the right thing to do.
I think it's a really good choice. And I mean, but Samex did cloak offensively. Do you think they can just go on him and try to take him out now? I mean, he has used his shield wall. He has used his cloak as well. He's used every defensive cooldown. He doesn't even he used his will there too. I mean, if he gets caught, he could just get dropped. He has nothing. He's in the Hex now, and he's going to be sitting that. They're going to go on to Hydra instead.
Yeah, definitely. Full stance on the Hydra and a DP coming in. A lot of damage here. You might have to trigger the stun if it comes out of this. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they are using a Trent stun. There comes a Fear. Don't think it really hit on or got dispelled. And he's going to be fine. I don't think Swaps him on the best because, again, if he does have that light well down, and if he ever dips below half, I think he'll be just fine once he comes into the CC chain to just top himself with one button because that's all you really need. But definitely, I think they should definitely kill Samex. You're right. He did use his cloak. He did use combat readiness, and he does have trinket, but that's not the biggest deal. And they're both coming back up in about half a minute, so have to go soon. But we do see a full Fear, a full blind coming in onto Vengi, and Yultrafen actually dipping pretty low. We see a full sap coming out of that blind. Maybe Sam's still in there trying to get a resap. We might see this first come here. If that does happen, it'd be really bad. But he's around 50%.
You need to be careful. Ascendants might come out here if he gets any lower. I mean, when you're sitting at 40%, if he just goes to Ascendants and just crits, you're dead without dispersing. So you have to be very careful about that. Nice capstone coming out from Jamili, going to catch both Vengi and Iskitch. Maybe this can force a disperse, but so far, this triple healer type setup, they're able to help each other out quite a bit, and they're able to stay alive. Nice triple roar comes in there from Iskitch. He's going to catch everyone with that. Hydra still has his trinket though, still has his will. Samex no trinket available. His will's almost back up. There's the dance. He's going to get feared on it immediately. Tremor Totem goes down. The dance is going to be on Yultrafen. Hex on Vengi. Cheap shot on Iskitch. Nice triple CC coming out here from Samex and Jamili. Yultrafen getting pretty low here into the kidney shot, but Vengi is out of that and he is healing him up. So it's looking like he's going to be okay. Siphon going to get dropped down there. There's a shear on it from Jamili. Fear comes out onto Vengi, and Yultrafen dipping a little bit down. We see that Sketch going to go for that casted clone. Actually, he is going to land it on Samex, and that's going to sit full, and they should be fine.
Yeah, I definitely think that Vengi should be using his trinket before Yultrafen disperse, though, if worse comes to worse, because I believe that Ascendance is popped and he doesn't have disperse, he could just go down. We see another short Fear coming out of Vengi. I do believe he still has his Tremor Totem probably back up now, and Vengi's, the only thing about this is, like, if they don't have CC on Vengi, he's just going to be able to top Yultrafen with the little hots that he has, because his team doesn't have that much damage outside of Shadow Dance and Ascendance.
Hydra's trinketed the silence late, though, and he's into the full clone. Jamili is going to have these Guardian Spirit. It's going to expire. It's gone now, and he has no Shaman Wall, I don't believe, so he's in a lot of trouble. If they have any CC for Hydra, they could get a win right here, right now. Jamili down about half HP is going to be catching the heals now. They're going to be onto Yultrafen. They're trying to shut down all the damage. Gouge and Chastise onto Skitch. Hex onto Vengi. There's the trinket coming out from Yultrafen. He's down a little bit low. Jamili going to have to sit through that Fear full, though. Both teams, Siphons, doing work. work. Full clone now onto Sam X. Hex onto Jamili. What can they get done? I mean, Jamili looking like he was in some trouble there, but they were not able to get any follow-up CC onto Hydra, so they're going to be fine for now, and they are going to be just sticking onto Ultraman. Shadow Fiend has been popped here. He's trying to get some mana back there, putting it onto Hydra. He needs to regen that mana. He doesn't want to have to disperse just for mana against a comp like this.
Yeah, definitely not. Because he still has Ascendant, so he's kind of saving that. So that's also another big factor, is the scare factor. Ascendant, he's just only 40%. If maybe he just pops it right now, he can get the kill. Fear comes out, he's forcing to disperse with Odin is so huge. And Venji doesn't have a trinket anymore, actually. And there is a blind available, so blind Ascendants could definitely bring in on Odin, and this would be a bad thing.
Yeah.
The Feral team has been playing well, really well at this point, but I think that was a little bit of an overlap that probably shouldn't have happened, the trinket and disperse, so this is really unfortunate for them. And they definitely could be punished for it very soon.
Yeah, they need to keep him top. But look at Hydra. Hydra may just go down here right now. He's in the silence. He's at 10% HP. I think he's just gonna die. Disarm comes in. 2%. Hydra goes down. And cool story.
For the team.
Yeah, cool story. Jamili's he trinkets. He's gonna pop his Ascendants here, but this is the last chance. They need to get killed right here, right now, to have any chance. And they are gonna stay in the game because he still has not used his Ascendants once in the game. So I mean, he's waiting for it. Here it's gonna come. I think the trinket goes up. So is he gonna use it? He's got to use it.
Sure, they're not really dipping in low. I'm not sure if they have any CC.
He's not going to use it. That's game. It's too late. Tool Story is going to 2-0.
Great job by this team capitalizing on Hydra's defensive positioning and no trinket just to bring him down there before the cooldowns team come in, because that was definitely scary. No trinket, no disperse. They could have went down, but great swap onto the priest.
Yep.
Recognizing that he was playing really aggressive with no trinket and just killing him.
Yeah, I mean, they that time they were just trying to get that perfect setup. They were trying to hold their Ascendants the whole game, wait for that one perfect opportunity. But unfortunately, all that ended up happening is they never got an Ascendants off the whole game. They didn't use one Ascendants the whole game. So Hydra are going to go down, on that swap, and probably, he probably regretting trinket that silence, because he trinketed the silence earlier on to just go for a fear. And I mean, the fear was just tremored as far as I know, so it didn't really accomplish anything. And trading that trinket for the tremor might not be the best option. So he thought he needed to get aggressive.
Swap, so
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But that's gonna be it for first best 3. They did have the perfect
setup. Just Hydra ended up dying before they were able to get it off. So
yeah,
this game.
Definitely unfortunate for them. They've got to be frustrated.
Now, right?
Yeah, that's 1-0. So we're gonna have to go back to the picks and bans.
And I'm pretty sure they can ban them into this comp every time if they want to. The Feral Druid Shadow Priest. And I'm wondering if they're going to ban the Feral Druid this time and let them pick the DK Shadow Priest team.
I think they will. I mean, if it was me, I'd be way more scared of the FPS than I was of the DK team. Don't you think?
Me too. Well, DK swaps onto Priests are really scary, but maybe with the Rogue they're able to stop that.
Yeah. But I just feel like the damage coming out is so much higher. Or not even damage, sorry. I shouldn't even say that. The CC is more what I'm talking about. I actually felt like a sketch did an excellent job. I mean, when Samex cloaked offensively, he instantly got roared, and then he was treant stun off that, and then the cloak ended, and he got instant clone. It's like, he's able to get so much cross CC out. And then the next swap, there was like a treant stun on Sam, and then the clone on Jamilian. That's the kind of stuff that the D can't really do. I mean, the DK can ride your priest into the ground and do big pressure like that, but when you're talking about DK peels, he has grip and he has asphyxiate. That's it. It doesn't really compare peel wise, and he can't really heal you very much. I mean, he can drop AMZ for Ascendance, which is obviously helpful, but doesn't really